Welcome everyone to today's lesson. For communication this week, we're going to be discussing phone etiquette. Some of you may have cell phones, or maybe you borrow your parents' cell phone or sibling cell phone. And so we're going to talk about appropriate ways of communicating with other people, because when we use a phone, that's what we're doing. We're communicating with others. We're sharing our thoughts and ideas and feelings. So what is phone etiquette? Well, phone etiquette refers to the appropriate or cool way to talk to others when using the phone. So phone etiquette is something that is good. We want to exercise good phone etiquette. Phone etiquette includes texting when you send typed messages to another person, and calling as well as video calling. So calling is when we're verbally speaking with others over the phone. Video calling, such as FaceTiming, is when you can see the person as you're talking to them because you're using the phone's camera as well. So phone etiquette encompasses those three domains: texting, calling, video calling. It also includes the different applications that we use in a cell phone, but we're going to go over that in the next few weeks. So I'll wait to touch on that topic. All right, so intro to phone etiquette. When we communicate over the phone, we want to make sure to still apply the same rules as though we were talking in person. So just because you're on a cell phone, sometimes you can feel detached from the other person because you probably can't see them if you're just calling them or texting them. But it's really important to maintain those same social conventions as though you're talking to them in person, okay? So when you're talking to someone over the phone, I want you to ask yourself, am I being as polite as I would be if I was speaking with this person in real life? So some of those rules that we use for speaking in person and over the phone include being polite and using kind and appropriate language, staying on topic and taking turns talking if you're calling them, or texting if you are messaging them, okay? And you also want to respond in a timely manner. So if you're calling someone and there's a long pause in the conversation, maybe you're trying to think of something to say, or you just don't know how to follow up, the person might think that you're disinterested, or they might think that their connection is bad and they might hang up on you. The same for texting. If you really want to hold a good conversation, you want to respond in a timely manner, okay? Don't respond a week later, because by then the person's probably forgotten what you're talking about. So these are just some pictures that demonstrate the different types of cell phone usage and how we can use good phone etiquette. So on the top left, you have video calling where you can see the person. Below it is someone who is texting. In the bottom right, there are a bunch of people who look like they are texting or messaging one another. And in the top right, there is someone who looks like she is calling someone. She's probably using the speakerphone application because she is not holding the phone directly to her ears. Speakerphone just means the person that you are calling, their voice is amplified and they can hear what you are saying and you can hear what they are saying without holding the phone to your ear. Speakerphone is helpful when you are trying to do multiple things at once, when you are multitasking, right? Or if you just generally have problems hearing, it's good to use speakerphone to help amplify the person's voice. All right, so let's talk about calling etiquette. When we call someone or speak with them over the phone, we want to make sure to start with a polite greeting. Hello, how are you? It's the same exact thing that you would do in person. You want to make sure to also state your name if you are calling someone unfamiliar. So you can say, hello, how are you? My name is blank. All right. That way the person knows that you are, knows who you are, knows that you're a real person and not some robot calling. It's also super important to be aware of what time you are calling someone. Generally, we don't want to call someone too early or too late in the evening. The reason why is that people are busy. People have their own lives. So please be conscious of what time that you are calling the person. Another thing is that if you are unable to get a hold of whoever you are trying to call, you want to leave them a voicemail or a voice message with info on what you need, who you are and your best method of contact, okay? So you can say, hello, my name is blank. I'm calling because blank. Please call me back at blank. And in those blanks, you would fill in your personal information, okay? Your name, the reason why you were calling, and then your best callback number, just in case you're using someone else's phone or if you have a different phone number that you want them to call you back at. When it comes to video calling etiquette, this is when we can see the person as we talk to them, which is pretty cool. You want to make sure to only video call people that you know well. So this is family and really close friends. We don't want to video call strangers because that's inappropriate. You wouldn't talk to a stranger in real life. And you want to make sure that the person that you are video calling knows you, because what if they're uncomfortable video calling you? Hold your video call in a well-lit area. That way the person can see you and you can see the other person, all right? You don't want to go in a dark room because then you'll look a little scary because you can't see what's going on in the background. And as we're talking about backgrounds, be aware of your surroundings. So what is going on in the background, okay? You don't want to video call someone from the restroom, or you don't want to video call someone when you are driving, or if someone is doing something in the background that you wouldn't want others to see, right? So if you are video calling at a desk or in a well-lit area where it's just you, maybe you're going to sit on the couch and video call them, or you're going to sit at the kitchen table, that's totally fine. You don't want a video call from your bedroom because then people can see your intimate surroundings, right? Also, make sure that you are dressed appropriately. People can see you, so make sure that you are wearing the appropriate amount of clothing, that you hopefully look well groomed, right? Your hair is combed, you've washed your face. The reason why is just, like I said, people can see you and you can see them. So you want to look presentable, just like you would in person if you were talking to someone. For the last domain, texting etiquette. So texting is, again, when we message someone, when we send them a message over the phone. So firstly, you really want to make sure that you are texting the right number. So make sure that you input an area code. You should still do this if you are video calling or calling someone, but it's really important when texting because you can accidentally text the wrong person, and that can open up a whole can of worms. When texting, we want to use polite, kind language, just as though we were talking to them in person. There is a function on your phone called dictation to text. There's a microphone icon in your text messaging application, and it can help you generate messages more easily. Basically, what happens is you hold down on the microphone and you speak what you would like to text the person, and it translates your spoken words into written words. Now, there are definitely some peculiarities or oddities, right? Not everything gets translated over correctly. Sometimes there are errors. So you want to make sure that you are speaking clearly and slowly enough for your phone to recognize what you're saying. So if you're talking too fast like this, your phone probably doesn't know what to say because you are that's a lot of information taken. So talk calmly, slowly, clearly. Just like when calling, be aware of when you are texting. You don't want to text someone too early, and you definitely don't want to text someone too late because that can be seen as inappropriate. And just like when we're talking to someone in person, make sure to take turns. There should be equal message exchanges. So it shouldn't just be you sending 100 texts to this person and they're not responding, because chances are they're either busy or they don't want to talk to you. So make sure that it's an even exchange. You send a text message, the other person texts you back. All right. We'll get into the finer details of how to respond to texting in the next few weeks when we talk about digital citizenship. But that was just a brief overview for today's lesson. I look forward to working with you guys in your groups, and I will see you later.